This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare. One last scare. One last scare.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. It is The Last Scare, bringing you all the thrills and chills. I'm so happy to be here with Blake and Sabrina. How are you guys doing?
Good. It's been a chill day today.
This. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Mm-hmm.
I am stoked. We're going to get into some summertime horror.
Yeah, it's perfect time. No better time to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You had me realizing that, like, a lot more... Like, I'm sure that's the purpose for certain horror films to be in summer, but it's like, when you did the list earlier today, I was like, there are a lot more than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like,
that was
it's a
actually
very
my
common
point.
theme.
Hello, Jordan. My mic was facing away from me. Hello, Jordan. I'm so glad you're here.
Jordan.
Once again, we always love seeing you here. But exactly, Sabrina, you took the words right out of my mouth. I love this topic because a lot of people don't associate summer and horror, but I do because I love a good scary camp story. Before we really get into things, one of my favorites is a book. It's Scary Stories Tell in the Dark, and it makes me feel that summertime nostalgia.
That's my
telling
favorite,
stories.
too.
Love
that
it
actually,
so
like,
much.
low-key got me into, like, horror, like, when I was a kid. Like, I remember reading that in school. Like, every time we went to the library, that was the one book I always checked out, and I've read it every time.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely took that over a summer break one time, and it was so worth it. But
I was afraid to, but I definitely wanted to.
It was a good kind of scare. The first question, obviously, is what is the movie or even a couple movies that come to your mind when we bring up summertime horror?
Jaws.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Every 4th of July, that is my summer movie for sure. Every summer I have to watch it.
It's a perfect summer movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think.
Well, we know yours.
Well, like, I was one that I was actually not even on the list, but, like, it does remind me of summer in a weird way.
Okay,
Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers.
Absolutely.
Good summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, you and Jordan said that at the exact same time.
Oh my god, wait, really?
Exact same time.
Yes! Jordan, you get it! Yeah, I would say that. Probably, yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that'd probably, that one. Yeah, that's probably my go-to for that.
A no-brainer is the Friday the 13th franchise, but I think a lot of us are just like cowards to admit most of those movies aren't good. So we just associate it with Jason. We don't associate it with, like, camp counseling, kids having fun in the summer. It's just like, no, Jason kills every forgettable character in this franchise.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's good at his job.
I mean,
yes, he is fortunately very good at his job.
Oh, man.
I mean, we could say, like, another one, too, that I feel like we also didn't mention. It was, like, the new Fear Street ones. Like,
that's a great point. Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Mm-hmm. They are dumb fun. Exactly.
See, now you're getting me, like, thinking about, like, all the summer camp, like,
it kind of just hits you after a while.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I kind of consider Scream. I know Scream doesn't take place during summer.
Yeah, I mean, in any horror movie that plays the song School's Out for summer.
Yeah.
This one's not really, like, always taking place during summer, but, like, when I think of the show, I think of summer, and I don't know why, but I've always felt that way every time I used to watch it. I used to think I used to think The Walking Dead reminded me of summer, and I don't know why, but it did. Like, October, but also summer, like, both at the same time.
I think one season of Fear the Walking Dead take place in the summer? I'm trying to help you.
You're asking about Walking Dead in general.
I know. I'm just trying to help you.
No.
Because I don't know. I don't know
what it was, but, like, every time I thought of Walking Dead, it was just, like, probably because, like, I don't know.
No. I see it.
I think it's because they film in the summer, probably. I don't know.
I see
like,
the
it reminds me of it. I don't know. You see, she gets it. Blake's like, sure, whatever.
I don't know.
Well, Blake took mine. The most obvious one is Jaws. It is the summer horror movie. Absolutely. It's pure. It's amazing. Mwah. Perfect. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with something else. Sabrina, I think you'll appreciate this. The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys is what I'm going with.
Yes.
The first time I watched it was on summer break with my dad. So it kind of has that connection with me. I love The Lost Boys.
God, I haven't seen it in years.
I know.
We need
it's
to
been a
watch
while.
it.
It's such a
absolutely.
classic. We'll have to rewatch that
We
when
should do a watch party on it.
we inevitably do our vampires episode. We'll watch Lost
Yes.
Boys for that, and we will talk about Morbius. So we can all look forward to that.
Yes.
As long as we can talk about Friday Night, we're good.
Oh, that's like one of the vampire movies.
No,
so
I'm talking about the new
Sure.
one though.
both of them. Friday Night
Okay,
and
I
Journey.
was like, no, just the new
Yeah.
one.
I'm sure I'm
Mhm.
biased, but new one's better.
See, I'm actually excited for when
Stop.
we do the vampire episode because there's so many vampire movies.
Vampires are a very, I don't want to say generic, but just
It's
classic.
an easy concept, but it's
monster.
always a fun concept.
There are a lot of even modern day shows that
Yeah.
we could talk about for it. So I can't
Yeah.
wait. I love vampires.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
I'd
I
say,
mean,
like,
oh yeah, we
vampire
had the invitation this
zombies.
year.
Yes, that's right.
That's
Every
mine,
time
the
I
next
see it
one.
now, I think of when you brought it up.
Wait, what?
The
Invitation.
invitation
Oh,
when I
yeah.
had my moment of like, guys, I swear to God, this trailer exists.
Yeah,
but
as
it
soon
just
as it
movie
was
is out
announced,
there,
like
it's
the
coming.
next week, everything was out, and I was like, oh my god, poor J-Lo was literally like losing her mind trying to convince everyone that this was real, and it's
A
real.
lot of pictures came out for that now.
Weirdest thing I came across. Someone said it was a ripoff for Ready or Not, and I was like, what?
No.
Okay,
It's not even close. I don't know how they did that.
Okay, I don't think so at all, but I can, like, the only thing I could maybe, if you want to reach really hard, is just the fact that, like, it's a whole family, like, going after the girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, kind of
it's
like how his family did for, like, the whole game and everything.
similar
but, like,
styles,
that's fun.
for sure.
But, like, it's not even, like, that deep, though. You know what I mean? It's definitely a good concept.
It is a Mr. Fantastic level of reaching, but fair
Ah!
point.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
Fair
true.
point still. I
Don't
see
you
it.
love
I
that?
see it.
Don't you love that? There's always going to be that one
There's a
person
wedding. There's a crazy family. I mean, what else do you need?
But that's
Yeah.
like the best kinds, though.
I mean,
Like,
Ready
I don't-
Ready or Not was good. So
Yeah, I love Ready or Not.
compare it to that.
I mean, if you compare it to that, it's not even like it should be a compliment if that's the case because it was a
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for sure. I just don't see this in my just like it's vampires. Vampires, dang it.
Yeah,
I love
I know.
vampires. So I'm
I
like
think,
very
like I said,
protective.
it's just probably because of that, like the whole family trying to kill somebody kind of thing.
You know, classic
But that's what-
situation that we all go
Yeah, it's
through.
a classic. Like, who cares? Like,
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy it
Normal
for what it is.
Thursday. Nah. Pish posh. But
I mean, yeah, there's, sometimes some horror movies are like the same thing at the same time. Like, look at Bloodfest and Hellfest; they're literally the same exact thing, and one
you'll
is
see
better.
movies.
I'm sorry, but like,
And
I
it's
still need to
not the
watch
more
Bloodfest
mainstream
for
one.
you. I still need to watch Bloodfest for you.
you did.
I still need to. I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't.
please! Oh my god, it's so good. It is so good. That's actually probably becoming one of my like comfort horror movies. I don't know why, but I love it.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
we talked about last week, horror is a comfort genre for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like I said, I never really considered it like a comfort. Not that it was like a bad thing, but I was just like, because I would just casually be like, I just like watching a horror movie, or like if it came out, I'm like, yeah, let's go see that. But now that Blake's got me into it more, I'm like, oh my god, this is like because now I'm like, oh my god, I loved that movie growing up, and now I'm like, oh my god, it's a comfort movie. That's my comfort horror movie if I had one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Like Scream is a comfort movie for me. I can eat it up. I can watch
It's so
Scream any
weird.
day.
Like, I don't know, like, because like Jeepers Creepers was technically my favorite horror movie, so it's like one of my comfort horror movies. And it's like it's not anything remotely comforting about that movie, but it is. So that's why I'm like, I
It
just
just
laugh about
works.
it every time Blake's like, "That's your movie," and I'm like, it really shouldn't be because it's not like a happy go
Sabrina
lucky
movie for sure.
Right. No, it works for
But
sure.
it's so good.
One of the things that I do love when we get to this topic is like how, for Midsummer, for example, using daylight and still being horror, still being scary. I love when we see that pop up.
That
But-
movie. Ooh.
Yeah, oof. I could do a full episode on Midsummer.
That changed me as a person. I don't know if it's a good thing though. Well, because Blake said it was like one of his favorite horror movies, and I was like, "This is one of your favorites. Why?"
It definitely was, and then just I rewatched it a couple of times. It doesn't play as well upon rewatch, just because it's such a like what's going on. Like that's the draw to this movie, and the director's cut's actually great. It's really hard to get your hands on it now, but I had to have it because I do still love this movie, but
Right.
I would not call it one of my favorites.
I think it's it's like a movie that like, all right, how can we top like the next like shocking thing about this movie?
Mhm.
Yeah, it felt way more disturbing than it did like
Yes.
genuine horror, scary.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yes.
it just kind of grossed us all out.
That's like the one horror movie. It's like I got scared, but like it disturbed me more than anything else. There was like one scene that stayed with me for the longest time, and I think about it. I'm like, oh god, I can't.
Mhm.
I don't know if I can watch that movie ever again because like
Right.
just the one scene, and it wasn't like as bad as like everything else. Just the one scene just freaked me out because it's like a real life thing.
The opening or the jump?
Honestly, see, that didn't even bother me as much. That surprised me because I didn't know what kind of movie it was.
What a rough
that.
opening.
That's a way to set the tone for your movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like the Blood Eagle scene. That fucked me up like bad. Because I was like, I heard that term, but I never knew what it was until I saw it, and I was like, what movie is this? Like every text, I was like, Blake, what kind of movie is this? Like, what is this? And then like I saw that, and I was like, but I was like, everything else was like, okay, it's fine, whatever. And that just stayed with me for days on end, and I was like, oh my god, I can't. Like I can't. I don't know what. Because it's probably because it was like a real life thing that like was used as torture, and like I don't know. I've just never seen that. I don't know. It was weird.
Right. No,
right. It's like a disturbing movie out of everything.
Yeah. Disturbing is the perfect word for it, hands down. It's disturbing. I like it because it's the folklore to it is what draws me to Midsommar over Hereditary. They're both great. Like I completely understand why someone would pick Hereditary or especially pick like The Lighthouse. I just had this conversation like Thursday, literally about like these three movies because like I think they're better films, Lighthouse and Hereditary overall. However, Midsommar is the folklore, the kind of energy it brings, the cinematography. I really love it. I love the aesthetic of it too.
It is a beautiful looking movie.
God, it's so pretty. Oh my god, the bit where it transitioned to she was crying and it transitioned to where she was on the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh my god.
That was good.
Mwah. Beautiful. Or when they're like it's a wide shot and in the trees you can see her sister's face.
Oh yeah.
That was top notch. I really, really like that. But I do agree. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. Don't get me wrong, it's disturbing. It grosses you out. But it doesn't really pack that punch. But what did wow, I messed that up. What did pack that punch when I was a kid? Goosebumps. They would play marathons over during the summer.
That's right.
Goosebumps. And Goosebumps is another one that was on the list that it makes me think of summertime. Makes me think
Goosebumps, I think even had a lot of summer-based stories.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, they definitely did. But it was like the whole like campfire type like stories. Like
that's what Goosebumps is. Campfire stories, essentially, for kids, but genuinely scary.
Jordan. Absolutely.
It is very much cinema.
Great. Like I said, Lighthouse is better than Midsommar. However, I just love that aesthetic. I really
we still need to do that horror adjacent episode because I believe Lighthouse is horror adjacent.
Ooh.
Many people argue that it's, myself included, not straight up horror movie. Like I think it falls under the same umbrella as Get Out, psychological thriller more than it is horror. But I even had this conversation with my friend the other day that my coworkers came up to me like, hey, would you settle an argument? Is Nope a sci-fi movie or is it a horror movie? And I'm like, it's both. Like, no,
it's a horror blockbuster.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare to find a movie that is just one solid genre. Like, it usually plays along with a bunch of them, and I think The Lighthouse is a good example of thriller, psychological thriller, horror.
Yeah, and it's also have that mythology and kind of a folklore tale to it as well.
Yeah.
That I like. But no, that's an excellent point. I can't disagree with you. It's A24 is kind of tricky. A lot of people associate A24 with horror, but like they're setting people expectations up for the wrong thing, I feel like, and that's why a lot of people get disappointed. Like with It Comes at Night, with Lighthouse, arguably with Midsommar. People are expecting very different movies when they go into these, and they're definitely more disturbing, more psychological thriller. Lamb. I'm sorry.
Lamb was so disappointing because they're like, this is a horror movie, I promise. It's not a horror movie.
They set us up for failure with Lamb. They really
It's an art house movie with a creepy ending.
The ending was creepy, but it's just the trailer and what the final product is so different.
Did not like that movie. With A24, I feel like I either love their movies or just not for me. Walking away from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you think you find yourself both enjoying it more than you don't like it? Or it's like half and half?
I feel like it's half and half. I have to go back and look at a list of A24 movies because it's tough. The movies I like, I really like. The movies I don't, I'm just like, that's time I wasted. I'll never go back to that. So it's like two extremes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I more like it than I don't like it.
I agree. And that's kind of why I appreciate A24 now they're on the subject, is that they allow their directors to just do what they need to do to make their vision.
Yeah,
and
they're a very creator-driven studio.
Mm-hmm,
I love them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do appreciate that, like, they're not really worried about the general audience. I mean, we saw that with Men. We saw that with Lamb. And I admire that about them. I'll always give credit to it because they're all well made. Thoughts and feelings about Men to the side. I'm not going to go there today. Don't worry.
Men felt like detention. I was like, I've been here for 2 hours. Can I go? Like, this is ridiculous.
Dude, I was frustrated.
That final
very frustrated
sequence, for anyone that saw the movie, that final sequence, I was like, stop.
Please stop.
Stop doing this. They were like, oh yeah, we're supposed to be horror, right? Just all this in the last 10 minutes.
Gotta be the slow build to something super duper crazy and wild.
That did not fit that movie. Sorry.
I don't like that movie at all.
No.
It felt very, very, very shallow for what it presented itself to be, and that was very disappointing.
Absolutely.
So that was a movie that I will never watch again, as long as I'm lucky. Fingers crossed. But I will tell you, we do have another movie that came out this year that does make me think of summertime in a different way that we've mentioned so far. The Black Phone, Blake.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
Yeah, the Black Phone.
Most coming of age stories just feel like summertime stories, even if they don't center around it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Yeah, Black Phone was another one that kind of popped in my head. This is a good movie. Go watch it. Is it even not in theaters anymore? It is in my theater.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, some of them, yes.
Go see Black Phone.
It's doing fantastic at the box office.
Yeah, it is deserved. Absolutely.
What was the one movie that made you angry, Jordan, that came out this year? Because now I'm curious.
It's got to be Men.
Is it Texas Chainsaw 22?
Because that's mine.
Oh, I thought he said in theaters. It could be Texas Chainsaw.
You know, I have a lot of movies that made me angry. I get so just worked up, man. Yeah. I called it. Yes. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Same.
Of summertime movies.
We don't talk about that movie, actually.
No, did not see Leatherface this year.
Guys, it's a mess. It's a mess.
At least we got a video game coming out.
Yay.
Yay.
It makes it feel so much better. And also, as a Texan, that is nowhere near Austin at all. That is not what that area looks like whatsoever.
No.
You're like, I see through your lies.
Because we have mountains. Like there's literally there's spots in Texas that have mountains. They could have put it there, but did they? No, they did Austin because I guess everyone just thinks about Austin. I don't know. Anyways,
off the Texas Chainsaw rant.
Guys, good vibes. Summertime. We're enjoying a lovely time of year and not thinking about Texas Chainsaw 22.
No.
For my sake.
No.
For my
summer
sake.
horror that me and Sabrina just watched not too long ago on Shudder. Summer of '84. I don't remember if that was
yes. My God. Yes.
That was a good one. That also feels like a coming of age kind of story.
Oh, yeah.
Another
very focused on these kids, less horror.
Yeah. That one is another horror adjacent one, isn't it?
Yes, very much. There was I think halfway through the movie, I'm like, this isn't horror at all, but I'm really invested in this story because it's about a serial killer. Maybe not.
What an ending, though.
Very well written ending.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
I was
Okay,
like,
I
this
called
is going to
it.
be such a generic ending, but
I remember I
No.
like called it, and Blake was like, "I don't think so," and I was like, "No, no." And then
I
like,
thought the movie was going to be smarter than it actually was. I'm not saying it's poorly written. I just thought, I'm like, it can't be that predictable. I feel like it's going to be this, because this person's kind of a suspect. This is being a little creepy, and Sabrina's like, nah, it's totally this.
Oh my god. You know what? That's fine. It's so fine if it's off topic. I will talk about this any day. VHS.
VHS.
VHS. Oh my god. Where do you even start with VHS?
VHS is a not an inside joke, but like an inside thing with me and two other friends. We watched the first one at one of my friend's house. Like, we had the house to ourselves, and we're like, whatever, it's VHS, let's watch it. You are not the same person when you watch VHS. And then we watched the second one.
No.
I watched the third one because I heard it was shit, and it was. And now a new one just came out, and we have to watch that one together. So
Okay. I will say that the new one has a sequence that reminds me of a story I would read out of Scary Stories Told in the Dark.
ooh, that's high praise.
There is one story that literally feels like an unpublished entry to that book.
ooh,
I really like I dude, you gotta check it out. VHS was 84.
Yeah, VHS
84. There's Fear Street and VHS. I get it mixed up all the time, so I'm glad I got that right. But
Hollywood loves 1984.
I
Loves
don't know.
that year.
And 99, because VHS 99 got a release date today, actually.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they were making another one.
Yeah. I thought I sent that to you. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's coming this year.
This year?
October
Damn.
20th.
Ooh. Okay. That's good to know.
On Shudder again. Shudder, please sponsor us.
Shudder, we're not sponsored by you. We would love to be.
if
we
we watch
will-
the first two, we can watch it like when we're together in October if you want to wait a couple days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's looking like we're going to have to do a found footage episode in October this year.
Absolutely.
I think the most recent one kind of brought it back a return to form, especially after Viral, because Viral was a movie. It was a movie.
I didn't take Viral seriously whatsoever. VHS is just one of those movies. It reminds me of American Horror Story, or I guess even more specifically American Horror Stories.
Mhm.
That's like a bunch of different like kind of short horrors within one longer project, and they're very hit and miss. There are some segments I love, some I hate, and some I don't like.
Let me refresh my memory on the segments in 84, but I do think, where I stand right now, if I'm remembering correctly, I do think the most recent one, 84, was the most consistent as far as segments. They still have the segments that are like super over the top. Yeah, they had the more subtle ones, but I do like this one. Like it might top one for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? One's your favorite?
Yeah, I think it's my favorite one. 94 is my favorite one right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth between the first two. They both, I think, had like the equal amount of good and bad within them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it kind of comes down to, I'm sure it's the first one. Yeah, if you love anthology stories and even anthology horror, you have to watch VHS. Whether you like it or not, I think you need to at least give it a shot.
Absolutely. It is a return to form. And speaking of anthology, speaking of summer memories of horror, there's one anthology that I don't recommend. Let me be clear before I get into this. I do not recommend you watch this movie. That's not going to help some of you because that's going to disencourage it, but I don't recommend you watch it. ABCs of Death. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I've seen that. I did not like it at all.
Sorry.
What's it
the
called?
Person that recommended it to me did not like
ABCs of Death.
The concept is brilliant.
Yeah.
They fumbled
did
hard.
Not rein. Typically, I'm not someone that's like, rein in your directors. But this time I was like, please, rein in your directors.
There were like two of them that were horror. The rest were not.
Was so bad. Okay, Sabrina, and everyone that doesn't know the concept of this movie. ABCs of Death is an anthology. It's a movie. And there's one short for each letter of the alphabet, but they don't tell you what the letter is, like what the word is until the end. So you kind of have that guessing game of like what it's standing for, what the short is about. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
I would never tell someone don't waste your time, don't watch it just because like, hey, There's the rare chance you may like it, but take it from us.
It's
It's
just
not good.
so I don't even know how to work because like I'm pretty sure at one point I think it was F. If you remember what F was, I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
remember what the letters were. I just remember some segments. One had to do with a fart.
There you go.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't know if it was as simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That was the first of multiple times that my friends wanted to turn off the movie. But we like every time someone said we gotta turn it off, like no, we are in it. We are in this now. We have to finish it. And it didn't let up.
No.
So
It was equally ridiculous as it went on.
yeah, it's a bummer because I love the concept and I really hope that like we can get a concept like that again. Just done better. Because there's another one, it was like holidays, I think. Like each segment was like a holiday.
Yeah, it's great. And there are times on Halloween, if it's too late and my friends and I are just kind of like, what do we do for the rest of the night? We put on short horror shorts from YouTube. Like that's just like put on a playlist, cycle through a bunch of them, see which ones are good and which ones are bad. And this could have been that. I feel like the director of the whole thing should have been like, make it horror. Don't experiment that much. Just make it horror. And here's your word.
They sure did experiment. They had a blast. And one was just like, I'm like, look, I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, this subject matter is just you can't touch that or you're going over the line. But there was one in particular that was just like, this is actually too much. This is like a disturbing thing for you to just
I don't remember
put out with no warning. So
I just remember the fart one. I blocked everything else out.
I wish, Blake, the Men in Black would show up and wipe my memory from that movie. It'd be a
you watched a bad movie, look right here.
Please. I would like pay for that. I'd pay for my favorite movies to like re-experience them. Like imagine re-experiencing Scream. We gotta get on this technology.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Oh,
also
man.
Dangerous in the wrong hands.
Well, yeah, it's fine.
You're like, we'll cross that bridge.
It's fine. A liability. Who cares? Man, I've named like 3 movies that just came out this year that reminds me of summertime, but it's such a year for horror. X.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Oh my god. I know we both know the same
slashers.
Oh yeah, the Texas Chainsaw vibes, man, so good.
From that very first shot of them in the van together, I was like, "This is a Texas Chainsaw. That's a Texas Chainsaw reference."
This is what you're doing. I love the opening shot too, where the aspect ratio changed as they zoomed in.
Yes.
Oh man, so good.
It was good. Sabrina, the average X hater. Just like,
It's okay, Sabrina. It was pretty divisive, really. You're kind of like...
It is actually pretty divisive.
It's just it ended up being the kind of horror I don't like. So I was like, damn, I was very disappointed. Like I liked it at first. I liked the concept. That's why I wanted to watch it because Blake kept raving about it, and then I watched it and I was like, no. I was like, this is not for me. Like, this is not the horror that I like.
You may you might like the prequel, Pearl.
Maybe
that's going to be very different from X.
Finally dropped. I feel like I've been waiting forever for them to release that trailer after I saw it in theaters. I rented X not too long ago, and like I was waiting to be able to like, see the trailer again because maybe they threw it back. No, it was gone. I was I was
really?
super worried. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna ban Texas Chainsaw 22 from the chat.
Stop it.
This is my whole logic on it. This is the last time I'm going to talk about it tonight. I promise you guys. I can laugh with like Texas Chainsaw 3D. I can laugh at that movie all day. It's just comedic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Texas Chainsaw 22 left me feeling so frustrated. I'm still not sure the difference, but I was just like grumpy.
Texas Chainsaw 3D is a fun mess. You can still enjoy it, get your bloodbath, feel everything. The new one that came out this year is, like Sabrina said, it is a generic Netflix horror movie, and they just slapped Leatherface on it.
So, Sabrina, by the way, just so you get some validation, Texas Chainsaw 22 was made by the same people that did the Evil Dead remake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, this Nightwings just hates us.
No, I called them out on their shit. That's what.
Please, I honestly at this
I
point we
see
can
you guys. I
throw
know.
hands with them. It's been a great show.
Yeah,
This
it's
was an
fantastic.
awesome topic. I loved getting into this. Like I said a million times, I adore doing this every week with you guys. Highlight of my week. Follow us on Twitter Last Scare. Thank you guys for coming. We really do adore you guys. We really do adore you guys.
Yeah, it's always a highlight of the week.
So much. Yeah, thank you for coming and coming back and enjoying this with us. And yeah, stay tuned and we will see you guys next week.
I'll be right back.